if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program proudly brings you the Locker Room Breakdown. This is our raw perspective. We are hot off the heels of an incredible Royal Rumble event this past Saturday. I am OMD. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime on the Boar's Nest and on numerous other shows, Brace for Impact, Bubba Duke, and the right hand here at the Locker Room Breakdown, the Bulkster. Bulkster, you had the opportunity to be at the Royal Rumble this weekend. Can you give us a hint as to the atmosphere, the environment?
It was great. I mean, the fans turned out 70,000 people. 70,000. I've never seen 70,000 people at one time. This is the first time I've seen that happen. And I'll tell you what, the crowd was wild. I don't know with it being a stadium I rewatched the Rumble, but I think we were louder, like, at least in my section, like we could, it was just a different atmosphere. Crazy. The everything was so good. Even, the Bulkster even left with the Indianapolis Chicken Palm Championship. And down to a few chicken palms and got my title back.
All right. I've got to ask, what was the biggest pop of the night? Like,
I would say Joe Hendry, Alexa Bliss, and I would say biggest pop. Alexa Bliss and Joe Hendry, top two. I don't know if there was really that big of a
This is not supported.
The wife is correcting you. What'd she say?
no. That was my Alexa because I said Alexa.
Oh, that's great.
very, very nice. Very nice.
I'd have to say one of the big moments of the night would have been Jordan Grace.
That was a decent pop. Like I said, I think Joe Hendry was louder than Grace. I would say Grace, Hendry, Alexa,
Okay.
as in how the
The volume, yeah,
I
volume.
missed something.
cool.
Can you say it again?
She's still back talking him.
No, we're not gonna be able to say her name. We're not gonna say Bliss.
All right. So before we get into the review from last week, let's actually cover the Royal Rumble. And we did have Charlotte Flair winning the women's. Bubba, we all know you think it's a conspiracy and that she paid for it.
Yep. She's Flair.
So your thoughts, Bulkster?
Going into it, I was trying to. I kind of knew Charlotte. Charlotte was on my radar. Did I want it to be Charlotte? No. I would have preferred. I think Io. I like Io. I
Right.
have her win it. But in the in a Booker situation, I'm like, who could go on? I mean, and Charlotte just made sense for the people that are champion right now and what people's talked about in the past about matches and stuff that they'd like to see her in, or people go against her. So when it got to them, yeah, I knew. Was I upset? Not as upset as anybody else would be. I mean,
Right.
yeah, we'd like to see something like a different surprise. but we didn't get it in the women's Rumble
Right.
at the predicted one.
I know like Parrish had Io Sky predicted to win. I had Naomi picked to win in that dark horse role. Did any of us actually see Roxanne Perez setting the record for
don't know.
time in a women's Rumble and making it to the final two in her third Rumble?
No.
No, she stood out quite a bit, and like I said, she did great in that role.
She did. Do we see her? We know she's due to get the call up anytime now. Do we see it potentially this week? Or do we see it after the 15th of February and the NXT PLE?
Would you pull her up before Mania though? Like really? If she doesn't have a match in Mania?
I think so, because I think you can very, very easily get her into a match at Mania, regardless of which brand, whether it's going to be her and Lyra, her and Chelsea, or a triple threat, four-way
Yeah,
ladder.
I guess it's gonna depend. She could go to the main roster right away. I mean, she's done her thing there. It all depends if they're gonna have her have a match at the next NXT PLE.
She does.
If she does, then I don't think they're gonna bring her up until after that's done.
Right. Yes, she is. She is going to be facing Bailey.
Okay.
And I really find that intriguing now. To me, it seems that Bailey has become the litmus test for all of these NXT call-ups.
Yeah.
Our friend Chris Parrish in here watching us on Twitch saying, right hand, what do I mean by that? And he said, easily Alexa Bliss had the loudest pop. And you know what? From watching it again today, I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
So on to the what are they called now? They are the WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY retaining over the Motor City Machine Guns. And then we saw some shenanigans after the match.
Yeah.
At first, since I was there, at first I didn't know who those. I first thought it was a fan. I'm like, oh no, here we go, because they had the hood up, and I didn't really know at first. And then there was the second one. I'm like, oh wait, what's going on? Then the one dropped on Dawson. I'm like, oh, because Montez's hood stayed up
Right.
for the initial distraction. So I was like, and they got a pretty big pop once they found out what was going on, especially when they left those titles up.
Right. Bubba, your thoughts on that match?
It was actually a good match. Like, I wanted the Motor City Machine Guns to win because I've been a fan of theirs for years now.
Right.
But storyline, they did it right. It looked amazing, and yeah, I even popped when I seen the Street Profits come out. Once they revealed who they were, and they held those titles up, I'm like, oh my god, we gotta, like, I think it was you were predicting the tag team elimination chamber match, and I'm like, whoa, what another element to add to that match with the Street Profits. Like, my mind went
Yeah.
so,
Because I know we were
Well done.
anticipating interference from Pretty Deadly, Los Garza. Not one of us called the Street Profits.
not one of us even had them in the back of our brain, to be honest. So what a way to make your statement and your impact to say, hey, listen, don't forget about us. Like, we're here.
Right.
Minty, wait, that was one of my better match, not the greatest match, but
Right.
one of my up there matches.
Right. We're going to get to the ladder match here now. And I got to be honest, I do not like the way this one ended.
Nope.
My opinion, I think this match should have been stopped. before we got to the actual end.
Okay. Why?
Um,
At what point? Because I'm just trying to put into my
when
head where you think it should have been stopped.
when Owens ended up taking the ladder off of the head at the same time as he was putting Cody through it, and then everybody was out around ringside checking on them both.
Oh, when he basically
Suplex.
suplexed them into the ladder that was across the ropes.
Yeah,
Okay. I was just trying to, yeah, I agree. It should have been like, hold on here. We got to make sure
mean-
these guys are even capable of.
it was given 5 minutes with all of the agents, production, even Sami Zayn out
Yeah.
there to check on his friends. And personally, I think it should have been stopped there and just, nope, we're going to have to redo this at another time. You could have waited instead of then seeing what we saw with that Alabama slam through the ladder and what looked like it was leaving KO with a broken neck.
Yeah. Now, here's my biggest question. Bulkster, from your point of view, being at the show, do you feel that it should have been stopped at that first point where the two gentlemen hit the first ladder and KO, literally that thing sprung back up and caught him in the back of the head? Should it have been stopped then?
He ran his own head into it. It didn't bounce. He bounced up. His head hit the back of the ladder.
Yeah.
It didn't really bounce. Cody bounced. But at first you're like, well, what's going on? But then you're like, oh, this isn't medical team. This is agents and stuff like that. So they're not truly injured because. So I feel if they would have stopped it without throwing up an X showing that somebody's really actually hurt,
Okay.
I think the fans would have read through it and not be very happy with a non-winning situation because, yes, we don't want no one hurt, but if they're not going to confirm that someone's hurt,
Yeah, if they're not.
Right.
I mean, if they want to do that as part of the storyline, fine, and intermix reality with story.
Right.
They're the only ones that need to know that someone is injured or not injured. The X could just be for story, but everybody else knows.
Right.
Well, you get us fans, we see this, right? We see a ref or an official throw that up. We're like, oh my God, they're really hurt.
Yep.
Because that's what it means to us. But yeah, I get what you're saying. If they would have just been like, yeah, okay, somebody's hurt, but story,
Yeah.
I could have bought into it.
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah.
So
Well,
them
it-
when I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say it did come out yesterday that Cody has suffered multiple injuries as a result of the match. He will address that this Friday on SmackDown.
Okay.
KO was injured as well, but has received massive applause and praise for everything backstage after the match, as well as helping with the production of it.
So he had a lot to do with how the match went and but regardless, I'm in the same boat as you, OMD. If they would have thrown up hey, listen, Cody's really hurt or KO is really hurt, I could have bought that and been like, okay, well, I want this settled either Chamber or Mania. I want it settled at that point.
Yeah.
Just to kind of prolong, because I know some people are like, oh, KO doesn't fill seats and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? KO does put asses in seats.
He does.
Because if I could have been there, my ass would have been there just for that match.
Right?
I agree the way it ended seemed very rushed. But again, knowing that these two gentlemen were actually hurt and just wanted to give the people an ending to this, 2 thumbs up for you guys. Mad respect. But yeah, knowing now that they're hurt and the way that it ended, I understand why it ended like that.
Yeah.
So that was probably an audible, hey, there's another 20 minutes of match, but let's take it home. It's time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then the men's Royal Rumble, which I think
Yes.
we were all surprised, and yet nobody should be, at Jey Uso winning.
Please address him properly. He is the main event, Jey Uso. I just fucking. I had to say it because this man, as we discussed before we came online, some people are the conspiracy people, not myself, because I believe he's earned this right. He's busted his ass without his brother to become that name, the main event, Jey Uso.
Yes.
Some people are saying that, oh, because you're cousins with The Rock, you get just handed everything.
Right.
No, you stated this before the show. Even no, he's earned that right. He's busted his ass to get where he's at. He deserves this. And if John Cena didn't think he deserved it, John Cena would have taken it from him.
Yeah.
He would have, in a heartbeat. He would have tossed his ass off that thing and said, "No, it's my time."
Yep. I had John Cena winning the Rumble.
Here's the thing. Didn't we all say, well, we have this person, but because it's John Cena's last run through the Rumble, he's going to get the Rumble. Like, that's how we thought.
Yep. And you know what? We're also now hearing the same thing of John Cena going to win the Chamber.
Yep. He wants that title now. He's like, I've done it for the company for so long. I want the title now.
Yep.
And I want to be here to shake the hand of the person that breaks my title, 17 or whatever he's going after now.
Right. Now, let's say John Cena does not win the Chamber.
Right.
I'm going to propose this.
Uh-oh.
John Cena does not win the Chamber.
Okay.
Makes an appearance, defeats Joe Hendry at a TNA pay-per-view to drop the belt back to Joe at Mania.
Ooh. Okay, before I give you my answer, Bulkster, please fill us in on what's going on. I can hear your gears from here running. You got to tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I like the everything to do with the Rumble, the men's Rumble. It was exciting. It was ups and downs. Initially, like I said, there were so many big names, and like I said, we was waiting for them. Like, when's the big names coming? And then all of a sudden, I forget what number Roman came out. It was late tens. It was like 15 or 14 or something.
Yep.
Now things are going to pick up, and now we're starting to see people come in, and we're like, wow, this field is stacked. At one point, I thought maybe Logan was going to win it.
Right?
I'm thinking he just took out 3 guys. Or, well, he took out CM Punk. CM Punk took out Reigns and Seth, but it was all so fast. It was like, Logan did all that?
Right?
Out leaves him 3 people. And then, at that time, you're like, all right, well, I think we're going to get John Cena, but Logan might squeak us through. I could just hear the fans. I mean, if they want to cause a
There would have been a riot.
If Logan wins, we riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be the time to do so. Especially if he's the one that eliminates John.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I thought it ended very well. Edge of her seat, back and forth. It was on the other side of the ring with all the John almost falling off and everything. So we didn't see all the, his leg hanging there and everything.
Right. And I know one of the big complaints that I have heard is from the lack of surprises and nostalgia acts in the Rumble. Now, I said last week, we're at a day and time that we don't need the nostalgia acts coming back. We got it with Trish in the women's.
Yep.
I think if we would have had Trish, if you would have brought Lita back, if you would have brought Becky Lynch back, it would have overshadowed Charlotte's return, Alexa's return, and then you're oversaturating and you're left with nothing.
Yeah.
I think they should have used, instead of having Trish, they should have had the TNA's Women's Champion there and have another interchange with Jordan Grace
Right.
and Naomi.
Yep.
I do think the women's Rumble set the bar to a different level for these women on this Rumble. I'm glad we didn't have all these, like we call them, nostalgia acts coming back and blah, blah, blah. 2 returns, perfect for me. Although I will tell you that I think Charlotte should have stayed at home with the kid or whoever, whatever she was doing. But as a professional wrestler, I'll give her her props. She's good. So am I upset she won the Rumble? Definitely, because my girl didn't win. But it definitely set that bar that much higher for the future of the women's division.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm going to say this because I'm with you in the fact that I'm not a big fan of Charlotte having won and becoming a 2-time Royal Rumble winner.
No.
At the same time, she earned it, and I'm not upset about the way she won.
Again, I still say she paid for that. I'll be the conspiracy guy. I don't care. She's a Flair. She's being handed it again. Like, she should have come in and battled her way through the entire division, not just at a battle royal. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm with you there. Like, I didn't want to see her come back and just jump right to the front of the line. I wanted her to sort of work her way up. Let her be that one that can put over a Lyra Valkyria. Let her put over a Chelsea Green. I mean, do not get me wrong, because in that Royal Rumble, she put over Roxanne Perez.
Oh, huge. Yeah. I'm just, again, just feel because of who her dad is and because who's running the company right now, that she's just being handed stuff because of the respect and the friendship they all have.
Right.
But hey, if she doesn't win the title and just puts over whoever she challenges, I will change my tune on Charlotte Flair in a heartbeat, because then it shows that she's a team player.
Right.
But I think she's just selfish right now, and it's all about her. Again, personal opinion.
Right.
Go ahead, Terry.
She wants to match her dad's title reign. So, I mean,
Yeah.
would you say Ric Flair was selfish and all that stuff because he won all those titles?
Ric Flair won them in multiple companies. Charlotte has never had a seriously long reign, though, even in any of her 14 runs. And legitimately, if you go back and count her NXT championships, she's tied with her dad.
Yeah. But that one doesn't count because that's just NXT to her.
Well, no, that was WWE made that decision. That
was it?
NXTs don't count.
Okay.
But Ric Flair held a belt for 2 years while he was out injured after breaking his back in a plane crash.
Well, that's one way to do it.
But Charlotte has never had a significant, I don't think any of her reigns have lasted longer than 6 months.
I don't think she could hold it that longer than that without people turning on her. But yeah, back to Mr. Uso winning the men's Royal Rumble. Surprised. Shocked. Again, because we all thought it was going to be Cena.
Right.
Just because it's his last hurrah with the company. So we figured if anyone's going to take the Rumble, okay, well, it's John Cena, because, I mean, it's John Cena.
Yeah.
Would have I been upset about it? No, because we all like John Cena in some degree, some fashion, and respect what he's done for the business. So, yeah, why not give him that shot? Why not?
Yeah.
But to see Jay win it, dude, I was yeeting over here for like 10 minutes straight.
Right. right? I got video. I got to see my nephews eating on the couch.
Nice.
I'm going to be honest, like, this is a hard one for me because who does Jay challenge? We've heard him say world heavyweight champion,
Yep.
but let's not forget the history between Cody and the bloodline.
Right.
And Jay and Cody are friends, former tag team champions together. And think about how big that match would be.
And then what do you see, John? Okay, I'm just fishing here. Then do you see John Cena, let's say, wins the Chamber and goes and challenges Gunther for that title to make it?
I think so.
Ooh, okay.
But again, this is a situation where I do not want to see Gunther drop the belt at WrestleMania because it's Gunther is then going to have dropped the title 2 years in a row on the biggest show. I do not want that for Gunther. I don't want him to be looked at as he can't win on the big stage.
Yeah, because that tarnishes his reputation as one of the ring general. Like,
Yeah.
then you can't call yourself that if you can't do it on the biggest stage. Yeah, I get it.
Bulkster?
I agree. I think that's like you said. If Cena wins at Elimination Chamber, but there were so many what ifs. He had so many different options, like we talked
Right.
about. So I don't know if the way he talked at the post show, I was in my head. Oh, I think this is foreshadowing. I think we're going to have him win. He's automatically going to get into it. He's talking how he wants a title now. He's earned it. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I can see him having it, and then dropping the title to somebody that comes up, and
Right.
but I honestly don't think John wants that schedule. So I don't think he's going to get the title.
Well, John still has, I believe it's another 35 or 36 weeks on his schedule. If you watch the whole press conference afterwards, yes, he stated he was entering the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Triple H went on afterwards and said, listening to him, he's earned that. He has that right to call his shot. So if he wants in the chamber, he is in the chamber.
Yeah. Which is a huge respect for Cena, again, because how long has he been with this company, and how long has he carried this company on his back? How many times we don't even know how many times he's literally been told by the boss, go out and do it, because if not, you'll find somewhere else to go. You know what I mean? Like, and try doing what you're doing here somewhere else, because you can't, because I own your name. I own this. I own that. I own that. You know how things were back then day. And it was put up or shut up. And how many times did he shut up to make a paycheck to feed his family or whatever? I would say that the man's earned the right to go, I want that title on this pay-per-view and, blah, 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 right? I'm not going to question the guy. I'm not going to say no. Forget it. Go ahead. Do what you want to do, bro.
No, I think Cena does. I mean, I know Cena is going back to finish filming a movie leading up to the Chamber.
Yes.
Which I didn't think was going to be happening this year on this retirement tour.
I think what happened was they needed to do a reshoot of a couple scenes because it just didn't work properly with the movie. So they're going to fix that, and then he's coming back.
Right.
From what I understood.
Well, from what he said was he was going to be gone for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. That sounds about right for a reshoot.
So,
regardless, I can't wait for him to come back. It gives somebody time to, like he said, talk shit about him. And let's do it.
Yep. Okay. So,
We
gentlemen, We have a lot more to cover, actually. I mean, we've spent half of this show discussing the Royal Rumble.
How do you not?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Raw review from last week. And we saw the War Raiders defeat the Judgment Days, JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio,
Yes.
in a match that saw JD McDonough injured,
Severely
and
injured.
a lot worse than what we initially thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear? You know exactly everything that is. But
Broken ribs.
broken ribs, a punctured lung,
Yeah.
strained neck, and something else.
Okay. I knew about the ribs and the lung.
Yeah.
But again, a fantastic match. And in this match, JD McDonough hurt early on and yet still
Finished
continued the match.
Yeah. Okay. I was
Parrish
just gonna look
coming
that
in saying that Carlito said during the Chris Van Vliet live that JD will be just fine. Absolutely, he will.
up.
And I can't wait to see JD back.
And I heard that Dom got hurt as well in the show after that match when he took a move from Belair. When she jumped out of the ring
Yep.
on him, he got hurt.
Yep.
I didn't see how he got hurt. But
I
again,
think it was probably just the way they landed.
I think that's what happened.
Parrish. Oh, only Parrish. Why don't you get in here and regale us with some of your antics, Mr. Parrish?
When he's ready. Yeah, let's move on from that. Oh my god.
Bulkster, your thoughts on that match?
That match was really good. Like I said, the JD spot where he got injured, unfortunately got injured, that was crazy. As soon as I seen it, I was like, "Oh, that looked rough." But how strong he was to keep going, that was crazy. Because you see the ref, like, even was asking me, "Are you sure, man? Are you sure?"
He kept questioning him, eh? Like,
Yeah.
Like, he's going to him. He's like, "Man, okay." Then he did. Then he follows up and does the moonsault or whatever that was in the corner. I'm like, dude
Right.
is a machine.
I feel he went from this much respect from everybody to don't question this guy's toughness anymore. Don't even ask. You know for a fact that no matter what, he's gonna do what he has to do for this company.
So yes, the match was excellent. War Raiders still got some momentum. Where do they go from here? Of course, they're done with the Judgment Day for right now, unless Carlito starts getting back in the ring. But I think he's only doing dark matches. Heck, I've never all see him doing matches at all. Period.
I think they go to A-Town Down Under. I think they are the next logical step on Raw.
Yeah, it's either
They,
our New Day on Raw,
they are.
so possibly New Day as the heel.
Possibly. Speaking of the New Day, last week we saw Rey Mysterio defeat Xavier Woods
Yep.
with the 619. That marks 2 weeks in a row that Rey Mysterio has beaten each member of the New Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've all been expecting the New Day as a tag team in the ring, but when do we see that?
Hopefully soon. I'm hoping they get new music, unless they want to do the whole we're gonna come down with no music so we can hear the booze.
Right.
I mean, is there a point to having music when people are basically booing you out of the building anyway? Like,
Well,
forget it.
Dom has music.
Dom has music and gets booed out of the building. Logan Paul
But-
has music and gets booed out of the building.
You got to remember who Dominic's dad really is. It's Eddie Guerrero. You got to have music. He's got to have that. He just needs to change his name to Dominic Guerrero and get it done with. What's next?
Next up, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeating Bianca Belair and Naomi using the Tahana Bomb. Does this put Liv and Raquel as the number one contenders for the tag team titles?
Who? I don't know, because there's some really good talent on NXT right now. Plus Raquel and Liv, and there could be another team from SmackDown. So I would do some kind of like number one contender match somehow. I don't know how you'd
Right.
figure that out, but
Four-way, three-way,
whatever
tournament. Okay.
out of those top teams. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
The way I see this going, I think that Liv and Raquel are your number one contenders.
Okay.
I think you are going to see Bianca and Naomi drop the belts to Raquel and Liv because it's going to allow them to focus on their other storyline on SmackDown with Jade Cargill.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about her.
Bulkster.
I agree with you, OMD. I think Raquel and Liv will be getting a title shot next because of beating the champions. I think that gives them a right, at least a tip to see if they can dethrone them, since no other team has lately,
Right.
to see if it was a fluke or whatnot. And I'm hoping they come out victorious if they do challenge. I'd like to see some new faces. And it might all lead up to the tease on the Rumble with Jordan Grace hugging Naomi and Bianca not really caring for them too much. So,
Right. Yeah, that heel move from Bianca at the Rumble.
yeah, so I think we're going to be getting some friction between them two. That's why I think we'll see Jordan Grace on Raw tonight as well.
Okay. Interesting. Drew McIntyre defeating Sami Zayn.
I mean, because you didn't see this one coming. This makes it what?
0-11.
6 and 11? Oh, 0-11. There you go, even better. I mean, when someone's got your ticket, someone's got your ticket.
Yep. Drew got Sammy's ticket.
Yep. This is a match that, even going back a few years with the OG bloodline, that I am tired of seeing. I do not need to see Drew and Sammy again.
No, I think it's done.
I hope so. I mean, you can have a one-on-one match 6 months down the road that has nothing to do with anything just because it's a match. It could be in a contender spot. Only perish. Only perish. At the end of this match, though, we did see Sammy hit Cody with the haluva kick in the corner.
Yep.
Parrish, you're in timeout. Go to bed.
Go to your room.
Memphis, tuck your dad in.
What do we have next?
Up next, well, we've got just the other highlights from what happened on Raw with Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn hugging, KO attacking Cody, but we've already covered that.
All right. So we're going on to
tonight.
Tonight, people.
And we do not have a lot announced. We do get appearances from both Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair tonight, talking about their Rumble victories. Are we expecting their challenges tonight?
Yes. I expect Charlotte to challenge for the SmackDown title. I can't remember who has the women's title over there.
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh yeah, Tiffy time, right? Yeah, I think she's gonna challenge Tiff.
Okay.
And again, I'm sticking with Jey Uso going after Gunther.
Okay. I know, and I'm fully anticipating that both of these appearances are going to be interrupted by potentially all three champions.
Ooh.
Because you could very easily see the NXT champion come up to issue that challenge again.
Oh, okay.
Jay Uso versus Open Femi.
Yeah, right.
Not gonna happen.
What's Boxer's opinion on
He can't
Who's
beat
going-
Gunther. It's definitely not gonna be Open Femi.
you almost killed the poor guy here. Come on.
But maybe Charlotte will do something strange. Maybe we'll not be surprised. Maybe she'll come out and challenge Cody Rhodes. Flair versus Rhodes.
Exactly. I see exactly where you're
my
going with it.
God.
But you never know. I mean, she can be, I'm the first to do it. I'm the best. Give it to Flair. But anyway, yeah, I honestly think they will talk about winning the Rumble, thank the fans. Well, Flair is just gonna be like, "Thank you, I'm so happy I'm back," and then she'll say a bunch of nothing, and then she'll say, "I'm gonna go to SmackDown and see what the landscape's like." She might even show up at NXT to see what the
Right.
landscape's here. And I don't think we're not actually gonna get a confirmation until SmackDown, for sure.
Okay.
For Jay, it all depends. If they're gonna rush it and say, "Yep, I'm gonna face you, Gunther," then fine. But if they're gonna do the whole, "Well, I'm gonna go to SmackDown and then I'll let you know next week, next
Right.
what I'm gonna do."
And that is exactly where I am at. I think both of them are going to get interrupted by the champions. I have a very funny feeling we are going to see Cody tonight. We may not because of his injuries, but I have a very funny feeling we will. I think we are going to see them both take their time. I don't even think we're going to get the announcement next week. I think you're going to see Jay appear on both shows. I think you will see Charlotte appear on both shows. I think it's more likely that Charlotte would appear on all three shows.
Okay.
But I don't see a decision being made for another week or two. I think you'll see that decision maybe lead up to the chamber so that then you can determine who your contenders are at the chamber. We were given breaking news here, as Parrish has posted. We are getting 2 Elimination Chamber qualifiers. Let's start with the women's. Liv Morgan and Io Sky, number 1 and 2 in the women's Rumble, are now facing off to go to the chamber. Bulkster, your thoughts?
My thoughts. CM Punk versus Sammy. Sammy's not on CM Punk's level. So I think
Except that we're calling out Liv and Io right now.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
The Io and Liv. I want Io to win because I think when she had the title the first time, I don't know if she was a heel at that time.
She was.
I think her being a baby face will make maybe like it a little bit more. So
Right. Bubba.
I'm going EO because Liv is busy with the tag team stuff.
Okay, I'm 100% with you there, Bubba. I do have EO qualifying for the chamber.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see come the chamber whether Rhea's defending in the chamber or whether it's going to be to determine the number one contender for Mania.
It'll determine the number one contender for Mania.
That's my thinking as well. But yeah, I'm 100% with you. Liv Morgan will be busy focusing on the tag team stuff.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see Bianca and Naomi come in and start that little bit of a heel progression by trying to distract Liv and Raquel.
Okay. I can see that.
yeah, me too.
And now, CM Punk versus Sami Zayn.
Oh,
Parrish saying you're not going to be here next week, Bulkster, because you're not paying attention.
so it's been a few minutes, and Sammy's still not on CM Punk's level. So he will be losing tonight to CM Punk.
Okay.
CM Punk needs to be in that elimination chamber to make his dreams come true, and my dreams. So
Okay.
I gotta go.
Bubba?
I think, and the beard's telling me, Sami Zayn's going to pull this one out.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Do you think that's because Sami Zayn has been on this
No, because
Almost-
Punk's underestimating him.
I was going to say, do you think it's because it's on this sort of unintentional heel tactics that Sammy's been pulling by, kicking Seth and Cody Seth the last few weeks and Cody last week? Or
No, it's just plain and simple. CM Punk thinks he's here, the best in the world, but he's not. He's an old man compared to where Sami Zayn is at.
right.
And I just think Sami Zayn is just that little bit quicker and will be able to pull it out.
Right. I am with Bulkster on this. I do think that Punk is going to win, but I'm hoping for Sammy. I do think when it comes down to it and you're going to get to that final spot, you're going to see everybody who loses their qualifying matches get the opportunity in a four-way.
Ooh, that'd be neat.
Now, for me, my elimination chamber is going to be CM Punk, John Cena, Roman, Seth. And then you've got, I'm going to put Drew in there, but then it's Priest or Zayn.
Well, if I got to pick, I'd be putting Priest in there to just continue that rivalry between him and my boy.
Right. And we also don't know is if they're going to be, mixing the chamber with Raw and SmackDown, or is it going to be all Raw, all SmackDown? I have a feeling it's going to be the mix.
Well, why would you have a trade deadline ending and then mix the two at a pay-per-view?
Because if Jay's made his choice, you're going to need somebody to go in and contend. Because what happens if Jay goes over to challenge Cody on SmackDown and Jay is a Raw superstar?
Well, now he's just a superstar on SmackDown.
So who's going to Raw to fill his spot?
Send his brother over there. One Uso for the other.
Okay.
I mean, why not? Jimmy's on his way up as far as popularity. So why not be like, hey, you really want to make the big time like your brother did? Here you go. Take your opportunity. He's coming here. You go there. I think it's about the oosiest idea you could come up with.
I do have Jimmy challenging for the U.S. Championship, potentially at Mania.
Okay.
I just don't remember who the U.S. champion is.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
I'll never forget that because the character he's doing right now, Dynamite.
Right.
How's Terry feel about that scenario?
I think everything you guys just said about the who would be challenging,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would be great. I mean, everything WrestleMania would be one heck of a match. I honestly think that for the chamber we're gonna be getting Seth, Roman, and Punk in that chamber together because of what happened at the Rumble. And because I was just like, man, how do they build a story? Because it looks like Roman's mad at CM Punk, and Seth is terribly mad at CM Punk, but he's also mad. So it's like,
Yep. And I mean, there's a dark horse name that we've got to put in here too, and that is Randy Orton.
Forgot about where's he been at? He's injured right now, no?
Yep.
yeah, Randy would be a good fit too. I actually think we're gonna see Cody turn heel soon, though. I also think we're gonna see Cody turn heel. I think we're starting to see him breaking from going over the edge with Kevin Owens. I mean, how it ended.
Right.
You're just kind of like, wow, Cody kind of did this to Kevin. That's more of a heelish thing. Like, I'm fed up, and is he gonna be able to stop?
Right.
Do you think he's opened a can of worms that he can't close now?
Yeah, and if Sammy comes out to talk with him, why did you do that? Why did you go overboard? I mean, everybody's down. He was already hurt. Blah 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 blah. You already had it won.
Right.
Yeah.
Have to come out and do that. And he's like, well, he stopped me.
But that's leading more to a Sammy heel turn.
Not if Cody just turns and goes, "Why is it any of your business? You guys aren't friends anyway," and just attacks him.
Right.
Right? Like he said, it's a can of worms that now he can't put back in the can.
Right.
So anybody that just confronts him and tries to correct him is an enemy now, and he just
Right.
full out just attacks them. I could see that, and Cody going heel to me is going to sell more tickets than Cody being a babyface right now.
Oh, it absolutely will. It's going to be incredible when he goes heel.
Because
I think it's going to be after he loses the belt, which I actually had pegged for Saturday, but it didn't
you
happen.
and me both.
My theory would be him turning heel, like say he did it then. It'd make more sense then for Cena face versus heel Cody.
Right? That does make way more sense to have Cody turn heel and have John Cena come in and say, "I'm going to save the company again because this guy isn't doing the job properly," and takes the belt from him.
But I think, and I said this the other night, Cena Cody is going to generate money regardless of whether one's a heel or whether they're both baby faces.
Yeah, but it just makes it more believable as why they're having that match. Because John Cena's here to save the company one last time.
When
Right?
you can add emotion to it besides just star power.
Right?
I think there's still going to be a ton of emotion behind it. Because is Cody going to want John Cena to get the 17? Or despite the history the Rhodes family have with the Flairs, do you go back and respect that history?
To a degree, but at the same time, Cody's about making history. So it's a catch. It really
Yeah.
is. How do we play it face? Okay, cool. You're gonna make money. There's still emotion, yes. But if you turn Cody heel and have him just talking trash about the company that John Cena loves and has built a life around, I think that gives you more feeling, more emotion, more want for Cena to grab that title and take it from him.
Okay.
It just adds that extra little bit, that
Right.
little extra tier of, oh, I loved Cody when he was always my guy, but why is he being such a dick?
Right.
Again, personal feeling, personal thoughts.
Because this could bring KO. Like I said, KO could be out of the picture right now. As in like, hey, Sammy's defending his friend. We get the fans are now sympathetic over Kevin Owens now because now it's showing that Cody Rhodes don't care if he hurt him.
Yep.
He don't care. He's like he asked for this and he got what he deserved, and this
Spirals that can of worms.
Right.
face. If you have no Cody, if it's not about Kevin Owens, it's just about being a good person and not injuring people. Sammy's going to be face, of course, and then maybe later have Kevin Owens come out Mania to
Cost Cody the belt,
or come back after Mania and be the face.
I think KO is still going to be on Mania even if he takes some time off. However, gentlemen, the time has come. We must get ready to head over to the Raw Patrol. So for all of our fans watching, we don't have time to do the socials tonight. We do have to get over for the Raw Patrol. Please feel free to join the three of us over there. From all of us here at the Locker Room and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there, wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
If I